That's the spirit.
Now what's going on with these Vampire Diaries? Now what's going on with these Vampire Diaries? Now what's going on with these Vampire Diaries?
Oh, back again. Tell your co-workers, tell your friends. Now it's season 3, VPDs in 3D. Put on your glasses, turn on your TV. Steady standing Stelena. Ooh, Klaus in the house, troubles are brewing. What else can Catherine ruin? Call the MFPD, it's Ash and Petey. About to release more podcasts on the streety.
Where's Stefan? He gave himself over to Klaus to save his brother.
Slow it down. Sipping on vervain, swerving in my lane. Brother's bond in my vein, trying to kill the pain.
Just give me the cure, and I'll do whatever you want.
Hello, welcome to the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast, where a guy is watching the series for the first time with a superfan who has seen every episode. I'm the titular Petey. Let's just say I put the Petey in Vampire, but please call me Pete. And I'm here with my co-host and co-parent, Ash. Ash, goodbye. Just kidding, hello.
Hey, hello.
What's up?
I'm chilling.
Ash, I have only posted about it on the net, but we are trying out a every other week release schedule.
Yes.
So it's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you with a Vampire to step to listen to.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But we're back, and we're recording it now.
Yeah, thank you. And hopefully you'll just be thirsty for more.
Ooh, bloodthirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Ash, since we last recorded, I was on an episode of another podcast. I was cheating on you.
What? It's like I already knew.
I would hope so. Ash, I was on the show Kill Streak.
Mm-hmm.
Friend in real life, Eric G,
mm-hmm.
has a podcast with new acquaintance, Mike Price.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about series of horror movies, which I think people might have gathered I'm kind of a fan of that.
Well, yeah.
I went on Kill Streak to talk about Scream 4.
Yeah, and everyone knows we love the Screams. We've been talking about them.
We've been watching the Screams. We've been talking a little bit about the Screams. Ash, we got to see 5 Cream, 5
Scream.
backwards 2, plus sign, 3, 4 with a knife.
Uh-huh.
And then M. Anyway, we got to see Scream 2022, which after actually seeing the movie,
mm-hmm.
I think it's more appropriate to call it Scream 22 or Scream 2022
mm-hmm.
as opposed to Scream 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think they make a point, no spoilers, about not calling it Scream 5 in the text of the film.
Yeah. I think it's good that it's not Scream 5.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been 5 Cream, though, but anyways.
Yes. But all that said, listen to Kill Streak, especially listen to the Scream 4 episode.
And you're on at the end.
I'm towards the end, probably
listen
about...
to the whole thing.
Yeah, listen to the whole thing. Listen to their whole Scream series.
Yeah, for sure.
Kevin Williamson wrote Scream.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote Scream 2. He had a treatment for Scream 3. He was an EP on Scream 5.
Yeah, he's the Scream guy.
And he is the creator of the Vampire Diaries.
The Gilbert Gurnals.
The Gilbert
Which is
Girls.
what it was going to be called, but then he decided to call it the Vampire Diaries instead.
Yes. Yeah, he was like, forget the novel's title that this is based on. I'm going Gilbert Gurnals.
Yeah. More exciting.
Ash, we did watch an episode for tonight.
Did. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It was season 3, episode 12, The Ties That Bind.
Mm-hmm.
And I never think about the titles. I write down the title. I watch the episode. I never think about it.
Until you say it on the podcast.
Yeah, and then I vamp for a moment while I think about if there's anything about it. Ties That Bind.
Well, yeah, now that it's like because it's the first time you say it out loud.
Yes. I mean, the family ties, certainly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Also, Ty was bound.
Yes.
My buddy Ty.
Yeah.
The tie was bound.
And there's spiritual ties and all kinds of stuff.
Also, some of these characters are in quite a bind.
Oh, yeah.
Ash.
Always.
Yes. That's the thrust of the show, isn't it? Ash, shall we talk about the episode?
Let's do it.
You got anything else?
No, let's get into it.
Any administrative business?
Zero administrative business.
Okay. Might be some pug snoring.
Oh, yeah.
Ash, cold open. Bonnie is in the Bennett graveyard. A bunch of Bennett fam
Headstones.
A big coffin is there, though. That's out of place. That should be underground. It's above ground.
Yeah.
I wonder what this is.
Yeah, I know.
Klaus appears and says he knows how to open it. Then he runs over and bites her or something.
Yeah.
And then Bonnie is stuck in the coffin, which reminded me of this Ryan Reynolds movie called Buried.
Yeah. Made me think of that movie even though I wouldn't watch it, but I thought of it for sure.
She tries to do a spell to get out, and she can't.
She's freaking out.
Then she opens the lid, and she wakes up. It was a dream, duh.
No, there was a moment before that.
Where someone opens it, right?
Yeah, someone opens it and it's like a blurry, misty, dreamlike face, so you can't tell who it is.
Yes. She wakes up. She goes to the decrepit mansion with Elena. She's telling Elena where the coffins are. Ash, they kept this a secret for a long time.
They weren't supposed to tell Elena.
Stefan didn't want her to know. And then Elena's like, what's in the coffin?
I know. Stefan's so annoying still because he's like, we don't want Elena to know because we need to protect her. But also he's like, I don't care. I don't need to protect her anymore.
Yes.
But also I get your joke. Sorry.
Bonnie, yes. But they think that what's in the coffin will help kill Klaus. Stefan comes in and he's mad that Bonnie showed Ellen, the coffins. Ellen's there for some reason. She's dancing around the coffins and gives people a bunch of money.
Whoever comes out of the coffin is going to scare the other person, and then the other person will have a meme forever of them being scared.
On Ellen?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she's nasty to her associate producers.
Hopefully not anymore.
Bonnie's mom was the dream casket opener.
Yes.
And they need to find her.
I know. Where you're like, wait, were you surprised about Bonnie's mom? What were you thinking?
Well, no, yeah, I was surprised. I wasn't thinking about Bonnie's mom.
Yeah, were you like, oh yeah, we have never heard about Bonnie's mom? Like you just thought it for the first time, or you were always wondering where she was?
I was not wondering where Bonnie's mom was.
Okay.
Grams. R.I.P. Grams.
R.I.P.
All right. They're looking at printouts. They're at Elena's house, right? They're looking at printouts of all the Abby Bennetts in the country. The sheriff's office helped Elena, right? Bonnie's mom bailed on her. She left her. Ash, I thought they were looking at all these Abby Bennetts. This is like Leon looking for all the Mary Fergusons.
Yeah, totally.
In Curb Your Enthusiasm. This season, Leon's looking for Mary Fergusons.
No, now they gotta find
Abby Bennett. I will refrain from doing a JB Smoove impression because I don't do that.
Anymore.
Ever. I've never done that. All right.
Oh, okay.
Damon comes in, though, with the right Abby Bennett.
Yeah. With one piece of paper. They have piles. He's just like, here it is.
He compelled someone to help him.
Yeah, he's like, compelling makes things go a little smoother.
And you know what that means, Ash. Road trip.
He loves a road trip. He always is like, road trip, I'll drive. Shotgun, whatever. He's always just down to go.
But Elena doesn't want him to go. And then Bonnie's like, what the heck? And Damon's like, we kissed. Now it's weird.
I know.
Mouth.
He is not keeping this a secret. He's like, I'll just tell anybody we kissed.
Yeah, he's into it.
Yeah.
Caroline comes home and Ty is there. He's there to apologize. They do some exposition. Ty felt out of control. And Ty had Caroline's mom call her dad because he's good at resisting compilation. Right?
I know. But
Oh my gosh.
last time he
this
was there, he
dad.
caused so much trouble. Why would you ever call him?
Yeah, and I forget how Ty even wrapped into that. Was Ty aware of this dad coming in? Bill Forbes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was he even aware of him? I would forget what all he was doing.
I remember, yeah, they like got Caroline out of there. There was a whole team effort to rescue her from the
Friggin' Bill.
the basement with the light.
Oh my gosh. All right, cut to the grill. Alaric is hanging out with Meredith Fell. They're having lunch, and Alaric's like, next time let's have dinner. And she's like, okay. And then he says, and after that, breakfast. He didn't actually
he
say
didn't
that.
say that.
Damon comes in, asks about the doc, and is like, is she damaged? Mm-hmm. Hot and single, so she's a psycho case.
Damon just wants to come in and be gossipy and silly, but he also does just care about Alaric and wants to know that he's not like with some random
some
psycho case. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Damon wants to like wingman Alaric and vice versa.
Yeah.
Hang out at the grill, talk to the bartender. That's what he wants to do. Damon tells Alaric that Meredith's ex-boyfriend is dead and he was stabbed like a vampire. Mm-hmm. Which we didn't really get too much of that.
No, that's all we got.
They just kicked that can down the road a little bit.
Yeah, they were like, oh, that's weird. Okay, don't tell anyone. Damon, get rid of him.
Yeah, that shows restraint actually by the show, because I'd be like, well, what happened with that? Mm-hmm. We gotta say what happened with that. People are gonna wonder what's happening with that.
Didn't sound like Rue. You had too much coffee.
Yeah, my coffee's kicking in. Klaus is rocking out, Ash.
He's in the house. Troubles a brewing.
What?
He's in the house. Troubles a brewing.
What else can he ruin? Stefan comes in. Ash, I thought it was cool. Klaus was drinking Brothers Bond and listening to Turnstile. It was really ahead of his time. Mm-hmm. And I said, I was like, where is he? Like, he's chilling. He's not in his remodeling house.
Yes.
I was like, he's in Elena's mansion, which that's what I shall call it until they sign the deed back over to the Salvatore family.
I do feel like in this season, though, they're shooting their sets from different angles.
Yes, because we hadn't seen the big fireplace at the end like that.
Not like that. And even when they showed Klaus on the couch, that looked like a different angle also. And Alaric's loft looks way bigger, and before they just shot it from one side. So I don't know.
They built them out.
Yeah.
They were like season 3.
We need some more space.
Season 3, part 2, because this is the back half of season 3.
No, it's definitely...
We're going to put a couple more walls in this set.
Yeah, it's definitely either built out or shot different or both. Mm-hmm. They got a little bit more room to move around.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Klaus wants his family back. He's like Tom Jane in Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Right?
I just want my family back.
Stefan isn't negotiating. Klaus asks if Stefan has any friends left. Mm-hmm. At what cost, Stefan?
But also, it's like, Klaus, come on, man. You made Stefan this way, and now it's annoying for you.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah, right?
He was a nice guy before you came along.
Yeah, now did you ruin him for the rest of the whole earth?
He's like, if you make me drink all this blood, I'm not going to be a good person.
No.
Or a good vamp or whatever. And then Pete's like, do it anyways. Now, this is what you end up with. It's like, bad parenting, your child isn't going to behave well. Klaus, bad... Friending, your friend isn't going to behave well.
No.
That's your fault.
Yeah. Klaus, you have created a monster out of a monster. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bonnie and Elena are going to meet Bonnie's mom. They're estranged. Mm-hmm. They talk about Elena kissing Damon for a second. And Elena just catches her up on that. Stefan
she
calls...
does not want to talk about it, though.
Stefan, does he call Bonnie or Elena? I don't know. There's some
Bonnie.
phone...
He keeps calling Bonnie over and over, and Elena's like, ignore it. And then they're like, well, we have to answer it because he's just going to keep bothering us.
Mm-hmm. He does the whoosh fingers. He just does super speed dials.
Yeah.
He's like me back when I was trying to get background acting, a.k.a. extra gigs. You got to call over and over.
Oh, yeah. I
That was
remember
me.
that.
Elena answers, says they're going to the lake house.
Right. But Stefan is just in her kitchen and sees the paper of all the Mary Fergusons.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, oh, the lake house, sure.
Yeah, and there's probably some extra printouts to MapQuest. Is that what it was called?
I know, but also isn't it weird that he's looking at the one, but they're driving to the one? Why wouldn't they take it with them?
They photocopied it. They Xeroxed it.
Come on. Damon didn't show up with 2 papers. He only had 1.
Mm-hmm. Stefan is at her house. He sees,
Wait, but hold on. The MapQuest thing, though,
Mm-hmm.
I think we've talked about it before in the podcast, but seriously, before any, digital GPS, you did literally... Well, first you read a map, but then after that you had to print directions.
Mm-hmm.
That was, the new thing. We can look up the directions beforehand.
Yes.
We can print them out, but then you have to read them while you're driving, and then you also have, several pages of them.
Yes.
And they could fall down. They could get out of order.
Oh, my gosh. You hit the brake too hard and they go fluttering out of order.
Yeah, and then you're like, I don't know what's happening.
Ash, before MapQuest, it was DadQuest, and your dad was just like, well, you're gonna go to the third 7-Eleven. You know, the one where I get the big gulp with the blah blah blah, and then you go past the other thing with the chimney and the zoobity.
I definitely had DadQuest 100%, and I would write it all down on a piece of paper, and then you'd have to try to read this weird thing.
The brick house with the blue door. Did I pass that?
Yeah, which one is it?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I feel like we became better drivers and navigators because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because then we really learned our surroundings instead of just always following the directions to the same place.
Well, okay, but I know the area we live in now way better than the area where I grew up, because I only drove for a couple years, and then I went to college, and then I came out here, and we've been out here for forever.
But I mean, your navigating skills.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for people who only have digital navigation, they're not attuned to road mark. What's it called? Road marks? That's wrong.
Landmarks.
Yeah, landmarks and different things. So.
Well, let me say this also. Famously, you got me a TomTom very early on.
Yeah.
That did have the slow recalibration, because now Waze is kind of deet deet deet. Okay, it just makes 7 lefts and you'll be back on track if you pass it or whatever.
Yeah.
But the TomTom was like,
you'd just be lost for a while.
Be like, all right, dude, hold up. He threw me for a loop. I knew how to get there, but hold on.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Kind of had to pull over and be like, okay, you can take this street. It was like the dudes who are out of the Matrix telling Trinity and them how to get to a payphone or whatever. There's one on Main. Watch out, there's agents.
Watch out. This
Daniel.
is the second time we've talked about MapQuest on this podcast.
Yes, I think we've talked about TomToms, MapQuest, all that.
That's okay.
Daniel. Okay, Daniel. We meet Daniel the hybrid. He's probably in these past episodes. Who knows? But
yeah,
Daniel the hybrid.
Here he is. He's getting some lines.
His name is a hybrid with Dan and Nathaniel. Right?
Yeah.
He's talking to Klaus on the phone. He's already at Bonnie's mom's house, and you were like, how is he there? And I was like, well, they were banished from the Mystic Falls, so he was just the closest one.
I already knew that. I was saying it in a silly way.
Oh my gosh. That's why I was laughing so hard.
I was saying it like in a fake disbelief. Like, how is he there already?
Oh.
Like that.
I didn't get it.
You were like, because. I'm like, yeah, I know why.
Elena and Bonnie also get to Bonnie's mom's house.
Mm-hmm. But no sign of Daniel.
No. This guy from House of Wax comes up. I said we had a moment about, what's this guy from? House of Wax.
I bought you House of Wax.
Yes.
On Blu-ray? DVD? I don't know.
We
in
could
college.
check. Yeah, we went to Blockbuster And you were like, I'm going to buy... And I was like, let's watch House of Wax. And you're like, I'm going to buy you this.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool.
I'm going to buy you this movie because I like you a lot.
Hey, it worked. I watched it a bunch.
We still own it.
This guy recognizes Bonnie, and she says, Abby is my mom, and he's Jamie. Ash, he invites him in. Okay, is this a reference to something, or is this so random? He sort of does a Sunny D commercial, but without saying Sunny D and without saying purple stuff. He's like, hey, we got everything. We got fresh OJ, we got blah, 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 we got blah, blah, blah. That was so weird. He looks in the fridge. It was really weird.
I didn't get that.
Is he the child actor, like, from the Sunny D commercials? Like, oh, we got this and we got purple stuff. Oh, Sunny D. Is he that guy? Like, I don't think so, but Ash.
That's funny, though. I mean, I just saw it as, like, someone comes to your house and you're offering them what you have in the fridge.
You know what else is Bonnie's mom is like, I do whatever, I apologize through food, or, like, I host through food, or whatever. So maybe that was his version of it. But it was weird.
Yeah.
Because the orange juice and the Sunny D connection.
Okay. Maybe it's a subtle thing that I didn't catch the reference, but I believe you.
Abby is like a mother figure to Jamie, but not his mom. So he and Bonnie aren't related, so okay.
Yeah, Dina. That's wrong. Elena is like, oh, good. But, what was I going to say? Now I'm distracted. Oh, but it's sad for Bonnie because he's like, oh, she's like a mother figure to me, blah, 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 to her literal daughter.
That she wasn't
that
a
she's
mother
not
figure.
a mother figure to.
Yeah, that's the irony.
I know, but like he should be like not saying that to her. But I guess it's the truth.
Bonnie's mom, Mary Ferguson, comes in. She was being more of a mom to Jamie than her own daughter. It's awk.
Yeah, totes awk.
Caroline's dad is conversion therapying Ty in the uncle basement.
It's this guy. I don't like this guy. And also, freaking Bill is like, how does he know exactly what to do to unsire someone?
Oh my gosh. Well,
he's like, well, this is what you got to do. How do you know?
He's a false prophet, Ash.
Oh my gosh.
To break the sire bond, you need to make yourself turn. He's a hybrid. He doesn't need the full moon. He starts turning-ish.
Yeah, he's really bad at forcing himself to turn.
Oh my gosh, Bill Forbes,
I
the
know.
uncle basement. If we were rolling dice of, like, what things do you not want in this episode? Rolling 3 dice. Oh, Bill Forbes. Uncle basement. Turning like the slow process of breaking bones to turn.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we got
let's put it all
friggin'
in one scene.
snake eyes or whatever. A Yahtzee
Of threes.
bad things.
A 3 of a kind of things we don't want.
A small straight of stuff we don't want.
That would be 4.
Well, also,
Half of a full house.
yes, whatever. You get our points.
We like Yahtzee.
We do. Bonnie's mom makes them food. You're so sweet, just like your mom.
To Elena.
Oh, she knew Elena's mom. They were best friends.
I know, just like Elena and Bonnie are best friends. But then Bonnie's like, you had a daughter and a best friend and you still left?
She left 15 years ago. A vampire came to town looking for Elena. Is this Klaus? Oh, no, it's Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for the doppelganger. She lured him out of town. It was Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Her magic is gone now. So Bonnie's like, she has no magic. Mom, you can't even help us.
Yeah, I guess get out of here.
Elena has already left. She walks to some barn.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just have a barn.
Because they're getting even more awkward. She's like, I'll go outside.
Stefan appears. He's also there. Which we don't know.
Stefan.
We don't even know where this is, right?
Oh, was it Atlanta?
Hot Atlanta? I don't know.
I forget, actually.
Georgia.
They did say, because they said when they showed the ID report thing that Damon had. I feel like it's Atlanta, but I don't remember. Sorry, guys.
Mystic
I
Falls
can look it up.
emergency room. Damon meets up with Dr. Fell. He says he likes to wave at newborns through the window.
I know.
He likes to go to the hospital and wave at newborns. That's funny.
He's being jokey, but also he probably does like that.
No way. He talks about her. He talks to her about the animal attack that killed her ex. It wasn't an animal attack, right? She signed the death certificate. So now she's signing death certificates, and her ex-boyfriend used to be the death certificate signer.
Right.
So she's taking up his shady place.
Now she's in charge of that.
They go in a room. She pulls him into a room. Mm-hmm. He's trying to figure out if she's a psycho case, right?
Yeah.
For Alaric's sake. She mentions Alaric's healing and is like, how did he get hit by a car and then he walked out without a scratch? Mm-hmm. Wait, which now I'm thinking, did she know why? No, because she does some shady healing stuff too, but he did different healing stuff.
Well, she didn't know that she wasn't the one who gave him vampire blood. Like, she was giving all these other people.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, if I didn't...
So she was actually asking, she wasn't being facetious like, Damon, how did he walk out of here without a scratch? Because I gave him vampire blood.
No, she's like, I didn't
She
give
was
him
like,
vampire
how did he
blood,
actually?
So how did it happen without the vampire blood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she stabs Damon in the neck with a syringe, which I didn't know what that was. And then later they say it's vervain.
It was just in her hand, and you could barely even see it.
Mm-hmm. And then she's taking Damon's blood, his vampire blood. Ty is turning back in the uncle basement, but he can't.
I know, he can't do it. He can't force himself to break all his bones.
And they're like, try harder. Ty tells Caroline to leave. Caroline's dad cuts him with an axe, but in a really weird way, eh.
Yeah, he does kind of.
He doesn't swing the axe. He's like, shoot.
He just gives him a little tiny slice.
Your bond to Klaus is putting my daughter in danger. Turn or I'll kill you, he says.
I know, but he just... You really think he's coming to help Caroline? I don't know.
I don't know, but Ash, I'm about to have a mid-episode reveal.
Okay.
Bonnie wants to know the truth. Why didn't her mom come home? And this is when I wrote, there are too many beats of both of these stories in this episode, bouncing back and forth. Ty, Uncle Basement, Bonnie and her mom in this one room. This is boring.
Oh, no.
A lot of Bonnie backstory. Bonnie's mom finds out Grams is dead.
Well, yeah, there's not a lot of action. There's a lot of exposition.
Bonnie doesn't think her mom can help. I was not on board. I got off board.
You were like, okay.
I was like, back to the uncle business. And talking to the mom for 2 sentences. Breaking the ankles over here. Eating a muffin over here.
Well, I don't disagree because I like when it's the main characters' storylines. And when it's Bonnie and her mom and Tyler and Caroline's dad, I'm like, I don't care about you guys.
I care about all of them. They are all my young children. They are all my teenage children. However, I want them to be doing stuff, and I don't want Bill Forbes around here. Abby Bennett, right?
Right.
Is it Abby Bennett? Mm-hmm. Is that her last name? We just met you. I'm more interested in what Jamie's doing over there. He seems interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't know, Ash.
Yeah. But there is a little bit of tension in each place, though, because you're like, where did that hybrid go? What did he do? What's going to happen? And then you're also like, man, Tyler's going through something gross.
Also, when they were, one of them, later, and we'll get to it, Elena's tied up to that post, and Stefan gets shot. That, really reminded me. I was like, have I seen this scene before? Has this been in the show? Has this been in the movie Ma? I was like, I've seen sort of this setup. I don't know.
Yeah, you said it was familiar to you, but I couldn't place what you were saying.
All right. Well, a lot of people can't ever. All right. Stefan is chastising Elena in the barn, Ash. Jamie comes out. Mm-hmm. Stefan tries to compel him, and he says he'll rip Jamie's throat out. Jamie got a gun.
Oh, nice.
He's not compelled by Stefan because he's already compelled. Mm-hmm. Abby grabs up Bonnie. She's doing shady stuff too.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, now we can see what
The double shade.
the hybrid was up to. Because you're like, is he going to attack? What's he going to do? But he obviously set into motion that these peeps were going to be compelled so that they can find out where the coffins were.
Okay, did he compelled Abby also?
Mm-hmm. That's why she kidnapped Bonnie.
I was so confused. And then later we'll get to it, like all of a sudden the hybrid is gone. I don't know. All right, anyway.
Yeah, this is not the strongest episode, I will say.
I think it might be my least favorite. Mm-hmm. Because even the first couple episodes, I was probably like, what's going on here? What are we doing? But I bet if we rewatched them, I'd be like, okay, we're setting this up.
Yeah.
But I was just tentative going in. But now I'm pretty on board with the show as a whole. And I'm like, ugh. All right. Alaric's getting ripped in his loft.
Oh, yeah. He's got some nice stools at the bar where he can serve coffee.
Damon says Dr. Fell, vervained him and bloodjacked him. I like when they throw in, like, daggered and bloodjacked.
Yeah, they turn things into verbs.
Ash, would you rather be daggered or bloodjacked?
Bloodjacked?
Me too. Alaric is mad Damon went there.
I know. But then he's also like, oh. Don't do that. Why are you doing that? Why are you making this whole thing? But also, weird.
Jamie is tying up Elena, and Abby is dragging Bonnie to the car. Because we still need to keep going back to the story and only move 3 inches every time we see them.
Yeah. No time is passing. It's that everything's in real time.
Yeah. Oh, if they pitch this as like this episode is 42 minutes of real time, I would be more interested. Like it was a 24 episode.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be more interested in that. But too many things happen over many days. So.
Right, yeah. But that would be an interesting episode of Vampire Diaries.
And Ash, I didn't watch 24, but did he ever go to the bathroom?
I don't know.
Like, was 30 seconds ever devoted to Jack Bauer taking a pee?
I don't know. My old roommate worked on that show.
Name drop. Show drop.
Show drop.
Ty still can't change.
Nope.
He rips the chains off the wall. These chains aren't strong enough. Run. He turns into a wolf.
Yeah, so he can't change, but then he finally gets motivated because freaking Bill is like, I won't even let you see Caroline unless you can break this sire bond. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, oh, fine. Like, and then he does it.
He attacks Caroline's dad.
Good.
Yeah. Is he dead? Abby brings Bonnie to Daniel. She didn't tell me where the coffins are.
Abby brings Bonnie. I was like, what?
She didn't tell me where the coffins are. Abby used herbs to mute Bonnie's magic. Because earlier in the show, she says, the earth still has herbs.
Yeah.
I don't have magic. I'm making a big point I don't have magic. Hey, the earth has herbs.
Yeah, let me talk about these herbs because later I'm going to use some on
And
you.
then we don't see her using any herbs. I guess on the food, which that's how she says that's how she shows love, but yet that's how she poisoned her daughter, apparently, with the herbs.
No, when she grabbed Bonnie's face, she grabbed her with a face full of herbs on her face.
Oh my gosh. I was typing and being mad, I guess. But isn't even my thing that I just said make way more sense?
Yeah, she grabbed her from behind and had a handful of herbs and smushed it on her face and then
But what if it was she cooked the herbs into the food?
And that's why she was like, and this is how I yeah, it would have been way more
Oh
sense.
my gosh. They were taking friggin' half days on this one.
Who puts just a handful of herbs on someone's face?
I don't know. I feel like I see someone like sniffing leaves. Like,
Yeah, I have to show you that one part again.
I don't want to see it.
Silly.
I want to be done with it. Put herbs in the face. Okay.
It's a lot of herbs.
She made a big old point about the herbs. Okay.
It's like if someone threw sand at you or something.
That actually would be very, that would work a lot because sand, man, gets in your face.
But it's like that, but with herbs.
That's how I want you to prepare my pizza. Just throw those herbs on there like sand. Some oregano. Come on.
No, at your face. That's how I'm going to prepare your pizza. Throw the herbs at your face.
As long as I'm eating the pizza at the time, I'll be happy. Ash, what if the beach was just Parmesan cheese?
It would melt.
Ash, we digress. All right. Yeah, she used the herbs to mute Bonnie's magic. She made a big old deal. I don't have magic, but I have herbs. Okay. Mm-hmm. She needs her to tell her where those coffins are. That man compelled Jamie to kill himself. That they go just a little bit into the darkness every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like when those teens in that gymnasium where, like, if you put your leg down, he's going to beat you to death or whatever.
Yes.
That and, like, Jamie's going to just shoot himself in the face are so dark.
Yeah.
And they get one line.
And they haven't ever come to fruition.
No.
They're just threats of the most extreme.
Yes. All right. Abby sneak texts Bonnie, warn your friends. Mm-hmm. Which, again, who knows what she means by that? And we don't see Bonnie do that. So, okay, cool.
I know, it's so weird.
Did they shoot too much and have to cut it down? Did they not shoot enough? And I don't know. Really weird. Maybe they had a big break between the seasons, like first 11 episodes, big long break.
They were so rusty when they came back.
Yeah.
And they spent all their time building the sets out that their scripts are not good.
Oh my gosh.
Something happened.
I'd like to know. Okay. Elena's tied up. Stefan is hurting. Jamie doesn't know why he's compelled. And then, like, Elena's like, I can't be hurt. These ropes are so tight it's hurting me. And Jamie's like, okay, yeah, you can't be hurt. I'm compelled.
Yeah, she is able to manipulate the compilation by being like, oh, he can't hurt me, so let me say I'm hurt, and then he'll come fix it.
Which is smart. She knocks Jamie out.
She's smart. She always has good plans.
Stefan, he got shot by that wooden bullet earlier, and he can feel the wood scraping against his heart.
Yeah. Ew.
Elena tries to get them out with her bare hands.
Yeah, she has to pick them out. So gross.
Klaus sees Damon and said, what took you so long? And I was like, where are they? They're in the witch house. Klaus insults the dead witches, and the candles go big, and they're squishing his brain.
Mm-hmm. And Damon's like, not a good idea.
Then Klaus threatens the witches again, and they turn out the candles.
Mm-hmm.
He'll have a hybrid kill the whole Bennett line.
Mm-hmm. Now they're listening.
And so they show him the coffins, but the fourth isn't there. Damon hid it. Klaus is mad. We still don't know what's in that coffin.
Mm-hmm.
What's in the coffin?
What's in the coffin?
Alark visits Fell at the hospital. Bill Forbes, Caroline's dad, has rolled in. He got all cut up. Alark and Damon are like crazy guys showing up to some lady's work.
Oh, yeah.
Because ultimately, yes, she's doing like blood jacking and like putting vampire blood in people. But really, it just looks like two like guys who are like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" Like, and she's seriously just trying to work.
Yeah, like they would be like really aggressive, like abusive guys.
Yeah, abusive boyfriends. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm just doing my work. Okay.
Yeah, I work at the hospital. Leave me alone.
Yes. Yeah,
but it's not that. But if it wasn't in this particular context, yeah, it'd be super weird.
Well, that's what I was like, guys, pull back a little bit. Let this doctor do her job. Elena is still taking wood out of Stefan's chest. Stefan is mad. He says she's changed. she's stronger and tougher.
She's like, I've been working out.
We all had to change. And then in this moment, she tells him that she kissed Damon while she's pulling wood out of his heart. And I said, which hurts more, bro?
Seriously.
And he walks away.
But he does look so hurt. Like, he looks like he's about to cry. Which Elena sees that in him, and then she's confused because he hasn't been showing any emotion, any heart-loving, anything this whole time. And then she's like, what?
But why in this moment, even from a storytelling perspective, like, it's a moment where he's vulnerable, I guess.
That's what I was going to say.
He's hurt and she hurts him more, but I didn't get that resonance. It seems random that she would say that.
I feel like it's for her. She even said, I'm not guilty for doing this or whatever, but I feel guilty I haven't told you. I think that she always tries to do the right thing, and then she feels her own guilt that she hasn't told him. Like, she's walking around with this.
So just any first second she could, she just wanted to spill it.
Yeah.
But Ash, here comes a wood pun, but they're not even out of the woods yet. Like, there still could be danger around. We don't know where the Daniel hybrid is.
Well, that's the part of the show that they always will make space for the emotional moments, no matter what is going on. Where it's like, yeah, we don't even know that Jamie isn't going to kill himself at this point.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of stuff that's going on.
So me, I would kind of pull the wood out, get into, like,
and be like, come on, let's go.
Get Damon into his red car and get in my Prius or whatever, and then, like, text him or something.
Right. But yeah, no, she's like, I have to tell you this.
Yeah, immediately in this moment. Okay.
Yeah.
And at the hospital, they think an actual animal attack put Bill Forbes in there, which kind of.
Yeah. A wolf is an animal.
Fell puts vampire blood into Bill, which, did they do that earlier? And he had to get out of town or he would get killed and become a vampire, right? That's what was going on? Because he's had vampire blood in him before, or is he super mad that he has vampire blood in him?
Well, no, he wasn't mad, but he was just like, I didn't want it, but it's here. Like, he's just like not trying to have vampire blood, but he's like, well,
I'm thinking of the uncle.
I'm alive.
I'm thinking of the uncle. He had to leave town with vampire blood in him, or he get
Uncle
killed.
Father John?
Yeah, or he'd get killed and become a vampire, which was his whole thing.
Oh, yeah, because he hated vampires. Yeah.
Which, so does Bill. Kind of a retread of...
A lot of people don't like vampires, though.
Not me. I like them.
in Mystic Falls. A lot of people are afraid. They don't want to be with them. Nothing.
So now Bonnie and Abby are just standing on a street where previously, like, Abby had driven Bonnie and Daniel the hybrid was there, but now just Daniel the hybrid is not there at all.
Yeah, and no one seems worried or in any sort of peril. They're just like, okay.
Yeah, he just drove away at some point. Jamie is Abby's family. That may be hard for Bonnie to hear.
Of course.
And Bonnie says, you have no magic, and I don't trust you. And I said, that's like from Clueless, you're a virgin who can't drive.
Oh, yeah.
You have no magic, and I don't trust you.
Yeah.
D. And when Abby stayed away from Bonnie, her magic got weaker.
And Abby wanted to be without magic. Oh, I was thinking about how Abby used all of her magic to put Michael down. And they just, Catherine it was, but just woke Michael so recently. And but like, man, that sucks for Abby.
Yeah.
She lost her magic doing that. And then here comes Catherine just like, all right, wake up. Get out of here, Michael.
Yeah. That is silly.
Yeah.
You work so hard for something and then someone just does something else.
Undoes it. Yeah.
Isn't that life? So she can help her get her magic back.
And then, Bonnie's like, but you don't want your magic. She's like, I would do it for you.
Yeah. Ty visits Bill in the hospital. He didn't mean to hurt him. He lost control again. Was it worth it? How do you feel to turn and stuff like that? And he feels a little more myself. But Bill says he needs to keep turning until it's painless.
Mm-hmm.
And Ty doesn't want to do that.
No.
And Bill says, until you can act on your free will, I won't let you near my daughter. Even though he's not in his daughter's life anyway.
No, Caroline's like, I'll do whatever I want.
And what's he going to do? Ty just put him in the hospital. Ty can just kill him.
So easily.
Like, what are you going to...
But Tyler's like, oh, man, I don't want to do that. So he's going to have to be like, all right, well, I'm going to have to learn how to not be sorry to Klaus and break all my bones like every single day
gosh.
just to be with this girl.
Break bones every day.
That's when you're like, all right, this relationship is not worth it.
Well, I bet to him it is worth it, and I bet he's going to make a big old deal about it. About how it's worth it. Alaric.
Oh, baby, I'm worth it.
Alaric. Are we just going to sing everything now?
Yeah.
Okay. Alaric shows... I don't have one for this one. Alaric shows Fel that he's a vampire hunter.
Right.
Alaric's like, hey, look my little steaks and my little garlic.
Oh, you help people get better with blood, vampire blood? Well, I kill vampires. Let's be a team.
They say no secrets. I was like, they're maybe at Elena's house. I don't know where they're at. He tells her about his ring. I was like, this is all a mistake. We don't know this character. The boyfriend is dead. She probably stabbed him. I'm Pete-dicting that.
Mm-hmm.
She's using vampire blood. She's being shady. Alaric has no trust issues, even though Jenna got killed and all this stuff is going on. He just is like, oh, look at my ring. Look at my little steak. Blah,
Well,
blah.
he's trying to be different this time because he had so many secrets from Jenna and he thinks that that's the reason she got killed. So he's trying to do the opposite now and have no secrets. But it's like, that doesn't mean you have to tell this person who you've barely known, like, the most intense things about you.
It's funny that to, like, correct a wrong in your life, like, you do the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man, I was embezzling, so now I'm going to do the opposite of that. I don't know, give all my money
Give
to
all
the
my
company.
money.
I don't know what the
Yeah.
opposite is, but...
Right.
I don't have a good example for that.
But
I'm
doing
just saying.
the opposite is also going to be an extreme.
Yes. Why don't you like do something slightly different? Like,
And it's like, more middle of the road normal.
I am predicting that this is a mistake.
Okay.
Dr. Fell. Shade. The shade. However, Ash.
You don't trust her and she doesn't have any magic. Meredith fell.
Yeah, and she can't drive, and she may not be a virgin, but I don't think she can drive good. They smooch, and Elena walks in.
Awkward.
And I guess Fel leaves, and Elena's saying nice stuff to Alaric. You stayed. Thank you. I said, Ash, I feel like this is an episode made up of only deleted scenes.
You're still hating it.
I was so mad. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
I was like, where's Matt? Where's Jeremy? Oh my gosh, is Jeremy gone? If Jeremy's gone, I'm so sad.
I know. I love Jeremy.
However, when he comes back, I'm going to be so happy if he does. Maybe he truly quit the show. Stefan.
I like that there's so many things that you could find out, like, with one Google search that you just won't look it up.
I don't look it up at all.
Which, I mean, that's how this podcast can work because you still are just in the dark about stuff that is just ready for you to know at any moment.
All right, well, don't tempt me. Also, when I was on the podcast Kill Streak, I had like pitched it to them because I was like, hey, let me come on here to talk about Scream. I love Scream. And when they brought me on, you'll hear they're like, and you know a lot about Kevin Williamson, right? And I was like, I actually don't know anything really about him. Like, I know he did this show, he did the Screams, but I haven't looked into him at all. Like,
Right.
I don't want the spoilers, you know?
Yeah, right. No, it's true.
So
You can't risk it.
I'm not a research diva. I'm not into the research. And also no spoilers. No
Right.
research, no spoilers.
Definitely don't like the spoilers.
So, yeah, it's funny. I watched a lot of Kevin Williamson stuff. Don't know. Well, actually, I do know he's a boss. His, the Scream script was a spec. The Scream script was a spec, Ash.
I will not be saying that sentence.
He made a bunch of money off it. He got to do the sequel. He had a treatment for the third. I already said some of this. But anyway, he's a boss, so.
Yeah.
But I'm not looking up spoilers. Is whoever, I don't even know, the actor who plays Jeremy, is he in the cast list of the next episode? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Right? That's his name, Jeremy? You're making me question everything. You're looking at me with just a blank.
I'm just listening. You're just saying a lot. I'm just trying to listen and understand you. Yeah, his name is Jeremy.
All right. Questioning everything. Is he on 8 Mile with B Rabbit? Right? Where is he at? I don't know. Nothing means anything right now. Okay, Stefan walks in the mansion. Elena's mansion.
With the beautiful view of the fireplace.
Damon is at the huge fireplace. Klaus didn't get his coffins. Well, he did, but not the one.
Right.
He only... Oh, yeah, Damon got the locked one out in time. So that one's still locked.
Right.
Bonnie's mom doesn't have any powers. It's been that kind of night.
Yeah, they're kind of catching each other up.
However, Damon asks if Elena is okay. Stefan's mad, punches him immediately.
Yeah.
And Damon's like rubbing his jaw the way that we all do in movies when we get punched. I take it you two had a heart-to-heart, and you don't want to talk about it. But, hey, Damon did have the dagger. The dagger.
Yeah, daggered.
Which
They undaggered someone.
They undaggered someone. Could have guessed it was Elijah, but then it just happens. He's not going to undagger Rebecca.
No.
Klaus, he's got his coffins back.
Yep.
And someone's like, you going to open them? Not yet. Who's he with? I don't know.
A hybrid.
Oh, yes. Damon undaggered somebody. It was Elijah. Daniel's there. Elijah rips out Daniel's heart. And Elijah's like, what'd I miss? And now we like Elijah.
Yeah, we like Elijah because he's trustworthy.
Yeah, and now I like him too. Mm-hmm. I probably didn't like him at the time.
No, yeah. Nobody really likes him at first.
He looks a little better now. I don't know. He still has the hair. I bet if Ash, I've said this on the podcast before. These guys with these haircuts, when they get the short haircuts, they look great and they get so much acclaim. However, they had to have that bad haircut for so long.
You have to have the glow up.
Yes. But also, what if you just have fabulous hair, like me, your entire life? You don't ever get that.
Oh, the nice hair, yeah. But also, he just had a long rest, so he's looking good.
Also, I did have some hair don'ts.
You did.
Ash, do you want to do Fangs or a game?
Fangs goes first.
Okay.
You go.
0.7.
So little. I would, give it a 1 or, It was not a really good episode. There was so much exposition and it wasn't really thought through, honestly. Like, we were like, where are they? What are they talking about? Like, it just didn't make sense. Where'd Daniel go? I don't know. There was a lot of stuff that you had to, assume what's going on, which for me was easier to do because I've seen the show. But for you, it's also how did they get the coffins? Why does Klaus have them now? He's been wanting the coffins so bad. Mm-hmm. It should have been a big event that he got them. But all of a sudden, it's just here they are. It's wait, what?
But also, I didn't need all of that. I didn't need the U-Haul with the coffins. But there's just some very basic stuff that I was just what? Also, the back and forth, the Uncle Basement, like I said. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was,
Feeding some food, but not using the herbs in the food.
What, do you have any other Pete-dictions other than what you already said?
Well, Elijah is going to be a rabble-rouser. Mm-hmm. I feel like he, can be a force for good in a way now against Klaus? Is he going to undagger the rest of the fam? I don't know, because we haven't seen all those OGs together. That would be interesting. We haven't seen Elijah and Rebecca's dynamic, right? That'd be interesting. I don't know. I don't really have Pete-dictions. They're starting something new, I feel like. I don't feel like the mom's going to be around. I think it'd be interesting if the mom was around, if Jamie was around, but they're in some undisclosed location that I doubt if they'll be venturing back to, because they weren't even like, yeah, now we're going to be in, like, Mystic Creek a lot. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
I was mad.
I feel like you said good Pete-dictions throughout, though, so I won't hold you to it.
Ash, would you like to play a game?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's Jigsaw. That's not even...
Yeah, of course that's Jigsaw.
That's
My
not
answer is yes.
That's not even Scream.
I know.
What's Scream? What's your favorite scary movie?
Yeah.
But he says, do you want to play a game also?
Yeah, he says they're going to play a game and hear the questions, and then if you don't answer them correctly, you die.
You die.
You die.
Which remind me about the Scream voice later in the game, okay?
Okay.
All right, Ash, this game is called A Little Scream in Your Coffin.
Okay.
I'm going to name a drink from Starbucks, and you are going to tell me who would order it.
Okay.
Like a little cream in your coffee, a little scream in your coffin.
And who from the show, you mean?
From the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
Who, out of our main characters, would order a Starbucks dark roast hot coffee?
Damon.
Correct. And why? Because he likes
He wants to have his hot coffee.
in his veins, right? Warms him up.
Warms him up.
Ash, who would...
I didn't know there were right answers.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Who would order the sugar cookie almond milk latte?
Caroline.
Incorrect.
Elena.
Nope.
Sugar cookie almond.
I think Bonnie. I think she's an almond milk gal.
Oh, okay. I can see
Right.
that.
Who would throw on a sassy scarf and get the PSL?
Oh, Caroline.
Nope. Wait for it. Wait for Caroline. She gets something else.
She gets something crazy? Elena.
Yes.
Okay.
Ash. Who puts a little protein powder in his or her mocha cookie crumble frappuccino?
Oh, that one's Caroline.
No!
Why not? I think she's gonna,
Protein powder?
I think she's gonna have all like 100 ingredients in her thing.
Ash.
Matt.
My buddy Ty. He's working out.
Oh, Ty.
He needs the calories for turning.
Oh, I keep thinking about Caroline. Okay.
Okay, well, who will get the pink drink?
Oh, okay. Matt. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was about to walk off the set.
I'm just kidding. Okay, Caroline.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Ty's got them on. Okay.
Who...
I get the first one right.
You almost were doing good at one point. Okay. Who drives past the Starbucks, doesn't see it, pulls into the 7-Eleven, gets whatever they have out of the spigot with a bunch of little coffee mate creamers and some sugar?
Alaric?
Yes!
Yay!
All right. And this might be a little... this isn't necessarily a cast member of Vampire Diaries. Just go with it. Who gets the hot tea with honey and lemon for their throat? Because they're telling teenagers that they're going to cut their necks.
Scream.
The Scream guy. And who would have a boring flat white?
Stefan? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good game?
Yeah, good game. That was a good game.
Good game, good game. We're shaking hands now.
We can't shake because of COVID. Just kidding. We're married and we live together.
We've actually been quarantined from each other for this whole time. We stay 6 feet apart.
Oh my gosh.
Ash, I got no plugs. Just tell your friends to listen to this thing.
Listen to this thing.
Yeah. Listen to this thing that we're saying right now.
Listen to this thing.